जय श्री गुरुदेव की जय, Guru Parampara ki jai, Jai Shri Harinama Cintamani ki jai. Okay, now so we continue. We are now in chapter 8. And last time, you remember which namaparadha we were discussing?
Criticizing the scriptures.
Yeah, that is number
4.
Yeah, number 4. Okay, so now we are number 5. The fifth namaparadha. This is chapter 8 of the book. So in this chapter, Haridas Thakur, he's describing this fifth namaparadha. This is arthavada, harinam, kalpanam. 3 words to remember.
Arthavada.
Harinam, kalpanam. Arthavada means like glorification of Harinam. When you say kalpanam, kalpana means fiction or imagination, you know. So to think that the glories of name is imagination or exaggeration or like fiction, you know, make believe, that's a great offense. Okay, so here in this chapter, Haridas Thakur, again he was telling to Mahaprabhu, now I will describe this fifth offense. But he started by saying all the glories of Harinam. So I'm just going to run through quickly how he's glorifying Harinam. So he said that the Smriti Shastras, the Puranas, they say that anyone who chants the holy name, whether with faith or without faith, they are able to attract the mercy of Krishna. Just by chanting the name without faith or with faith, by that chanting alone, they're able to attract the mercy of Krishna. He said the holy name is the purest form of knowledge. It is the best of all vows, of all the vratas. The holy name is the best of the vrats. And the highest meditation, like this. He said it gives the most auspicious fruits. It is the greatest renunciation. It gives incomparable peace. Like this. It is the most pious of all holy works. It is the supreme path of self-realization. It is the greatest liberation and goal. Okay. It is the topmost destination. It is the best devotional service. It is the most pure inclination, or the most faithful heart, like this. It gives love of Godhead and is the essence of remembrance of the Lord. Like that. It is the cause of all causes. Because it is the supreme absolute truth, the supreme person himself. No. So it is the most worshipable object, now has come as the supreme guru. Like this. So this is in very short time telling all this glorification. Now if you hear about this and you think like, really? You know, like, and it's like, those are all exaggeration. This is like, then you fall into this category of arthavada, harinam, kalpana. To think the glories of the name as imaginary. Now, we just glorified the name. He said that what is the greatest name? The highest name. So Haridas, he also telling, he said 1,000 names of Vishnu. You've heard this? 1,000 names of Vishnu is equal to 1 name of Ram. And 3 names of Ram is equal to 1 name of Krishna. I said like Krishna is the highest. And he said that the glories of the name is eternally like like talked about by Shastra. Like this. So he said, what happens to those who are telling that these are all exaggerations? Usually they will say that they're only telling this to attract, like people like this. And he said, if you think like that, Haridas Thakur said, then they will like suffer in hell forever. Like as long as you think like that, then you'll be rotting in hell. It sounds like that. He said, to think like that really is the lowest of sin of all, like sinful people. He's telling like that. He's the lowest of men.
What about people who don't have faith in God at all?
Because like,
Hear his names.
yeah, because he said like actually, who thinks like this? Actually, the people who have no faith in the name, no faith in God, like faithless people. So they definitely will think like this. Now some people, they have like, they're thinking like the opposite way. They're thinking like, like these are all exaggerations, but they put their faith in karma, or in gyan. And so Haridas, he's telling like, look, in the path of karma, for example, where people engage in like karma kanda, those duties or rituals that is prescribed in the scriptures, and they engage in that because they want some material reward. So he said, actually, this thing about material reward, this has it's for ambitious. He's telling like it's for ambitious materialists. They and to think that, they believe in that, but then they think like the holy name's glories are imaginary. That the holy name cannot give like all these things that karma can give. He said like they're completely in the opposite, thinking. For one is those who have faith in the name. Those who have faith in the name, then they're engaged in actually like they have that desire to engage in pure devotional service, right? And they understand that really the path of pure devotional service, the main anga of that is like chanting the name. This is like the main process, right? So in that process, there is no desire for even material sense enjoyment or material reward, like this. So this promise for material reward, which the like karmis are like trying to attain or desiring, that's not even in the desire of those like the bhaktas. But these karmis, that material reward, if you think, they're actually like very illusory. They're very temporary. So they're actually being cheated. They're being cheated. They have to understand that, they're engaged in karma now, in the process of karma, is that the perfection of their karma actually is to come to that point that they become attracted to the name. Like that. Really. Because like right now, that goal that they're trying to, trying to attain, like material reward, ultimately, by following like karma yoga, for example, they will be purified, and ultimately they realize that like this goal that I'm trying to attain is actually like temporary, So we've discussed last time the process of karma and gyan. They're actually preparatory purification, so that whoever performs this, they will be able to appreciate or become qualified to appreciate bhakti. So now, those who are following the path of karma, Haridas Thakur, he's telling that, the highest or like attainment or success in their karma is later when they realize that what they've been trying to attain is actually like a false goal, and it's like temporary, like this, and they will realize like the superiority of bhakti. They will have attachment or like attraction to the name, like this, but that requires sincerity, and like no motivation in their karma. When they come to that point when like there's no more motivation for sense gratification, then they can come to that appreciation, like this. So now the goal of gyan and karma is like sometimes it requires them so much endeavor, those in that process. But just by chanting name, so easily it can be attained. the chanting of the name can attain even more than like what karma and gyan is offering. And that's like already been described. Like the holy name is Krishna himself, you know, and he is the source of everything. Like this. And it can give this love for Krishna. That is so like far away from like the goal of karma and gyan or the other processes. And also, Haridas Thakur, he was telling that like we have to appreciate this system of Krishna. This is his system. He's independent. He's all powerful. So he arranged like this. He said that he invested his material potency in karma. He invested his impersonal potency in gyan. But all his potency, his original power, his spiritual potency, he invested all in Harinam, like that. So any sincere person, and like those who are not faithless, then they will be able to appreciate this. Now, and he said like to disregard this or to doubt all this, then one can commit this fifth namaparadha, and therefore like he'll be going away from the path of religion. So like why now the world is so like sinful, and because like they have no appreciation of this. So now, so Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he's at the end of this chapter. He's telling that Haridas Thakur, he's telling what is the solution for someone who's committed this aparad, or like you, for example, like I'm thinking like this, you know. So then he said that you should go to the assembly of Vaishnavas. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he clarified this also in his footnote. When he said, go to the assembly of Vaishnavas, it's not like you go to an organization of the Vaishnavas, you know, like, okay, you see the organization of Vaishnavas, I'll go there. He said, you go to the assembly of Vaishnavas. Assembly of Vaishnavas mean that assembly of Vaishnavas who are constantly discussing the glories of Krishna and his names. Like that. So you go amidst that assembly and listen to all the glories of the name. Listen to Harikatha, like that. And you yourself, you submit your, you know, like all your mistake to these Vaishnavas. Because these Vaishnavas have all like faith and like mercy and like power of the name, right? And they have all the relation of the name. So if you approach them and tell about your condition, like humbly, and tell them that I have this like all these doubts and this I'm committing this offense, then easily it's like this offense will go away, like that. And these Vaishnavas, they'll be very merciful to you, and they'll like make you appreciate more the glories of the name. And he said, Haridas, he said, like, it's not right to even look at the face of, when you meet people who you know, like, offensive like this. They have this like mentality that, these are all like imaginary, you know. So like it's not right to look at their faces.
What do you do if you're walking around in the city, you know, as a devotee? Everyone's looking at you like you're just like a crazy person.
No, like some are. I think it's different when someone just looking at you and they think like weird like that. Then like someone who like, you know, they actually
Very
say like that. Because here, Haridas, he said like, and if you meet someone who are like this, and you hear like they're like all their ninda, you know, all their criticism, he said like immediately you should run to the Ganga with your clothes on, like that. And so Bhaktivinoda Thakur, in his footnote, he said like, if there's no Ganga, then go to any like holy place, like any holy body of water, you know. And if there's no, then go to like you have to take bath like with like some water and think of the Ganga like that. If there's no water at all, then at least by mind you bathe. Now we may think like, what is this? This is another like superstition, like oh, this is like another imaginary thing. Yeah. Now we have to understand why Vaishnavas do like this. This is like sanskars. Sanskars. These are like impressions. When you come into contact with all this like impurities and all these things, it makes like sanskars in you. So like another powerful sanskar to like get rid of that is like, if you go to jump in the Ganga with all your clothes on, there is like it's a very big like memory for you, like immediately, like it's a very big thing to do like that. So it
like
counteracts
what's it called? When you might have caught a contagious disease, they'll put you in like a plastic board-off place and they'll spray you down with hoses, even with your clothes on, They'll take the clothes off, throw them in a furnace, incinerate them.
So yeah, like that. But if not, then at least like it's so weird. Like immediately you run away, like someone you were doing your preaching and someone. So it's either if you can easily defeat that person, then go ahead, and later you have to do some like purification. So if there's no water, by mantra, by mind, this mantra, like in Archan, Pavitra Pavitrava Sarvavastam Gato Piva Yasmrit Pundarikaksham Sabarvantara Suchi. This is like Snan mantra. It's like equivalent to like taking bath. So that is chapter 8. Very short. Okay? So,
Whole chapter finished?
Yeah, this chapter. This is a quick chapter. Then next we continue.
Vivo!